Alright, here's the deal, guys. To really help those of you who follow me here, I decided to make a video where I'm going to test a store that's 100% made on Nuvemshop and try out some products. One or two, depending on how things go, for 48 hours. In other words, I'll be testing a dropshipping store on Nuvemshop for 48 hours. And I'm going to show you everything, all right? I'm going to show the store, I'll show the product I'm going to test, I'll show the offer being made, how the offer will be, the creative, which traffic source I'm going to use, Facebook ads, Google ads, native ads, whatever it is, and I'm going to set everything up and show it all to you in this video. My intention with this video isn't just to say, wow, I know a lot, look, I'm going to sell. Even if we have a loss, I want to show it. Of course, the tendency is that it's much harder, but I'm going to do everything as if I were someone doing it all alone, really talking to myself, doing everything by myself. I won't ask my team to find products for me. I won't ask my team to build the store for me. I'm going to do everything myself. Everything 100% will be done by me, but that's how it is, right? A lot of people who watch this video will simply take it and copy everything I show here. Copying the offer and creative might lead to a few sales, but it won't be beneficial in the long run. Because you really have to learn how to do it. So I'm not just going to show product, creative, and offer. I'm also going to explain why it was done that way and how it was done, showing the whole structure. So, to make it even better and to prove that it really will be a store made by me, I decided to use a store that I created in a series about Nuvemshopping here on the channel. I'll even leave it in the card and also with the link in the description to show all the transparency that it's a store 100% made by me because I made this store on video, teaching thousands and thousands of people here on the channel. So, let's do this. I'm going to show the store and I'll also show some products that I'm going to create offers for and really test for 48 hours. To make it very clear here, so you can understand how all of this works, basically dropshipping. At this point, you probably already know what it is, but if you don't, I can explain it briefly. Basically, I'm going to take products from AliExpress, add them to my e-commerce, my online store, and advertise these products through traffic sources like Facebook ads, Google ads, or Taboola or Tbrain, these platforms, and I'm going to test them for 48 hours to prove how it actually works, to show you the truth that yes, you can make sales. You make your first sale. I'm testing dropshipping on Nuvemshop for 48 hours. I'm fully invested in this experiment to see how many sales we can make. So let's do the following. I'm going to my computer screen now and I'll show the store and also some products. Well, without further ado, this is the C store where I've previously made a video explaining how to set it up. As you can see, the store's balance is currently at 0. It was just so I could record really and show you guys. Look, you can definitely set up a nice store. Of course, there are several changes I want to make to this store. After all, I'm going to advertise it, right? I'm going to add products. There's only one product here, this thing, this omelette mold, which is interesting too, but it's not the product I want to test. So this is the store, okay? The banner is visible here. I'll likely add something related to PIX as it's widely used. There are kitchen products, contact, and about US sections. I'll make adjustments and provide you with a general overview.
As you can see, it's completely bare and basic.
It's a store that was made specifically for the video series about Nuvemshop that I wanted to show you and teach you about. Now let's get to the best part, the products. I already have 3 products here that I want to test. I still need to decide which one will be the final choice, but I also want to show them during the recording of this video. First is this mini shaver with a really nice price. That's it. That's the thing. For a shaver, I'll try to find another supplier that at least offers free shipping, or I'll try to negotiate, or as a last resort, I'll simply include it in my pricing, in my margin, in my cost. That's what I'll try to do. The other product here is this ring, okay? It's a ring, a Buddhist ring, okay? It's a ring. Because this is a really cool niche. It's a very good niche. We've already tested other products in the same niche and it works really well. The cost is good and you can sell it at a nice price. I'll show it, but I'm unsure if it'll be the final one. The other product is this drone. I've sold a lot of drones on the internet, really a lot. I found a supplier offering an excellent quality drone at a great price. It records in full high definition, so it's going to be phenomenal. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to decide which product I'm going to test and then I'll create the offer, okay? Then we'll keep making these cuts in the video so I can show you, right? I'll start the 48-hour countdown when the campaign goes live, not during the setup time before, all right? Me testing dropshipping on Nuvemshopping for 48 hours. But I'm only going to count those 48 hours once the campaigns actually start. Whether it's on Facebook, Google, Taboola, Outbrain, or TikTok ads, which is very popular now. On this first day, I'll be setting up the store and then I'll return to show you guys, all right? Here's the deal, I've already chosen the product that I'm going to use for this project with you guys here in my Nuvemshop store, alright? I'm about to show it on my screen. As a reminder, I've mentioned this multiple times, including here on the channel, right? This is a project you can try to copy, but you see? Learn to do it by observing my practical demonstration. I'll showcase the product and provide a glimpse of the offer. And also, in this case, I'm going to, later, as we go through the parts here, I'm going to show you how to create the campaign in practice. Using the traffic source that I'm going to use, it's going to be TikTok. That's right, I already have the creative ready to run. I already have everything set up to get started, and then I'm going to show you everything. The idea here is to show everything. Testing for 48 hours, a store on Nuvemshop with one product. And obviously, I'm only going to start counting those 48 hours when I actually launch the campaign, when the campaign goes live. You're going to see everything here in the video, but I'm always going through parts here in this video, right? There are cuts, days, and everything else, okay? Exactly because it's about testing for 48 hours, and even if it doesn't work, I'm going to show it not working in case it doesn't. The chances of that happening are slim, but it might work out with this product. Now, I'm going to show you here. You go into my wallet and I'll show you this product here. So it's here on my screen. I'll turn it quickly just so you can get an idea. Here's the product. It's going to be this mini electric shaver. It's portable. Really good, it's rechargeable, and it's priced at 39 reais with free shipping, obviously. I'll sell it for 149 reais. The product has over 2,000 sales from this supplier with more than 257 reviews. I'm going to sell this product in my Nuvemshop store. There are other versions available, even cheaper ones, like this one for 16 reais. But regarding quality, I chose this one to add to my store. I'm going to sell this mini electric shaver for 150 reais. It's already in my store. I made a cut here for you to see. I also made changes in the store by adding the Pix code there, which is much better. 5% off when paying with Pix code. The product is described as 149.90 reais. Here, I've already set up the colors, see? For example, if you select blue, look, it already switches to blue. Normal, all good. There's 580 reais in stock. It already shows up here. Here's the delivery time. Awesome. I'll keep the offer displayed, all right? And then you can pause the video to see how this offer was set up, okay? Like I mentioned, it's no use just copying and pasting. Learn how to do it, learn the structure I used to set up this offer. I've already given a lesson about this. Look at how the whole offer is set up and how cool it is, you see? So the whole offer is here. You can pause the video so you can take a look. The product looks good in the Nuvem shopping store. The checkout is functional and everything is running well. I'm not going to teach details like how to add this logo here, because as I already mentioned, there's a playlist in the description of this video with several videos I've already made about how to create and set up your account on Nuvemshop. I'm really testing dropshipping on Nuvemshop, alright? Next, you'll see me launching a campaign for this product. Well, I have you here positioned better on my desk so I can now record this part where we're going to get much more into a lesson format where I'll teach you how to create the campaign here on my computer screen step by step, showing everything. Creating the campaign to work with this mini electric shaver. What is the traffic source we're going to use? It's TikTok.
In this video, I don't just want to focus on teaching you how to create an account on TikTok ads or how to create an account on Facebook ads.
That's not my goal. Many YouTube videos, including on my channel, explain this today. But, as I already mentioned, this is a video testing Nuvemshop dropshipping, in this case testing dropshipping on Nuvemshop for 48 hours. And I want to point out that I'll only start counting the 48 hours when I activate the campaign, when the campaign goes live. It's crucial to emphasize that. Everything I'm demonstrating in this structure, you can do it yourself. As I've mentioned, it's your decision whether to copy it or not. My goal on this channel isn't to teach people to copy, but rather to learn how to do it themselves. Because it's no use. You won't have the same investment as I do, for example. You might be taking over a campaign that's been running for 6 months. Copy the entire structure, you may make a few sales, but the real value is learning the process. And the knowledge that the person who's advertising put in there to really make it happen, to keep that ad running for 6 months. Making sales requires a unique approach, which is why my channel focuses on teaching the correct methods. So, what's our plan? I'm in my TikTok Ads Manager, which is a great traffic source I've been testing and enjoying. I still advertise on Facebook ads, Google, and Beulah. In this example, I'm testing Nuvemshop dropshipping for 48 hours using TikTok as the traffic source. You guys frequently request a lot from me on this channel. Specific videos just talking about TikTok, I can do that.
The first thing we have to do is create the campaign, right? I'm going to click the create button.
The system now prompts for campaign options. I can select awareness to increase reach. One option is traffic to get visitors to my store and so on.
Video views, community engagement, I don't want any of that. What I want is this right here, website conversions, okay? So I'm going to select that, all right?
And all right, one very important thing you should take into consideration, promote better performance with automated campaign management and smart optimization. I don't want you to enable this here. I don't want it. Down here, I'm going to enter the campaign name, Mini Electric Shaver Campaign. Awesome. Oops, I even wrote it wrong here. Let's fix it. Electric. Good. Now, one option you do need to enable is this one, Campaign Budget Optimization.
In Facebook ads, this is known as campaign budget optimization. Campaign budget optimization.
So I'm going to enable it because I want to create a campaign and then I'll have several audience profiles.
These audience profiles will have variations in age from 30 to 54 years old, and I'll leave several of them. And then TikTok itself will identify which is the best audience format for this product, which one will convert the most. It's a bit complex to explain how campaign budget optimization works, but that's basically it.
I will invest 100 reais per day. But Douglas, I don't have 100 reais daily to invest, only 50 reais. You invest 50 reais. My budget for this project in this video is 100 reais. I'll put in 100 reais per day for the next 48 hours to check for any sales. I'm clicking continue now. Well, this is where we're going to do that audience management. You're creating your ad group.
This is where we do some targeting, which I'll explain in practice. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put here, look, group 1, right?
I'll put it this way. I wrote it wrong, okay? And then I'll set it, I want to advertise to men and women. This is group 1.
Remember that I'm going to create several, but soon I'll explain how you can do this much faster. About Pixel, I'm not going to talk about Pixel here, okay? Because probably at this point you already know about it. So I'm going to skip this part. For automatic placement, I'm not going to leave it here. I'm going to select placement and choose this option here. Look, TikTok, right? So, okay, this is where we get into the targeting part. I'm setting Brazil as the target location for advertising with no spending limit. I can choose only male or only female, but for now I'm going to set it to no limit, right? For the age, I'm not going to set an age, okay? I'm going to select 18, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 54. So up there, you might also want to change the options so you can add them, right? Okay, what am I going to do now? So you can identify yourself, actually language. I'm going to select, oops, not Arabic, right? Not Arabic, not Arabic, Portuguese. Look, I'll select Portuguese. Okay, here in audience, I'm not going to set anything. I usually don't mess with this. But look at this too. I can even select the operating system. So if I want, I can show my ad only to people who have an iPhone, okay? Or just Android. I usually don't change this. It's very important. TikTok has a really cool timing feature. I always like to set my campaigns to run starting at 6:30, 7 o'clock, or 7 in the morning, like I mentioned, 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and run them until about 3 in the afternoon. That's the time I prefer to set. I can do this for all of them here by setting it for all. I prefer working during these busy hours, typically starting at 4 o'clock, which isn't an issue for me. I'm going to remove this here. There, now it's 3:30. This time is great, right? Conversion, the optimization goal, is straightforward here. It's even simpler than Facebook ads, as you can see. I quickly created the ad here. Let's go. I'll use the creative name Idiom. There's no secret. Idiom, this isn't a drone. I'm going to put the profile that will show up there. You don't need to have a TikTok account to do this. You can integrate it with your TikTok account, no problem. Shaver, done. I'm going to put it like this. Create, awesome. I even uploaded the creative I'm going to use here. This one, look, it's 41 seconds long. I'm not going to use the other one that's there on the side. This is the one I'll use. It's very eye-catching, perfect for TikTok and on the other TikTok platforms, right? Because TikTok has other ad formats. Look, that's cool. It's going to be exactly this one. So I'm just going to confirm here. Look, I'll come here, confirm. And look, it already shows up here the way it's going to appear. Then I can customize my call to action here. I'm going to put buy now. I'll choose this option here, all right? And I'll put the title shaver, oops, electric shaver. Electric 2023. There, just like that. Here, right below, I'm going to put the uniform resource locator, okay? There's no secret. And done, I'm going to click send. Look, ad created and under review, okay? In other words, look, creating the ad, everything's fine. The ad is already created. Look, we created the ad, it's already showing up here, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to select it and then I'll go to this ad group tab. What am I going to do? Look, it's still in, it shows that it's active, but it's not active yet. The group I created, including men and women aged 18 to 55, hasn't been approved yet. What am I going to do? I'm going to come here to copy, right? I'm going to click on copy. It pulls up the electric mini shaver campaign and I'm going to create more copies, right? It will attract the same audience, which we will then change, and it will also pull the ads. No further action is needed after that. The only thing I need to change here is those ages, to leave the ad group focused only on men. That's very important. To simplify the process, I created 3 ad group copies. Group 1, copy of group 1, and another copy of group 1. Then I made a cut to show the variation I'll demonstrate here. Basically, I changed the names. Remember the first ad group, right? I created an ad group targeting men and women aged 18-55, as sometimes women buy gifts for their husbands. I then copied the group, set it to target only men aged 25-55, and created another targeting men aged 35-55. Remember to set and remove the age targeting as needed. Now I'm just going to move on to the ads, but I'm not going to change anything else in the ad, and I'll finish and upload these ad groups within the same campaign. That's why campaign budget optimization works so well, because I'll have a campaign with a budget of 100 raise, and it will make the best allocation of that budget within these 3 ad groups. I know it might seem a bit complex to understand, but if you're a bit more experienced and you know the market, you know this is very efficient. Essentially, the 100 raise will be divided among the 3 groups. TikTok will identify the best among the first, second, and third groups and allocate the budget accordingly. With a 100 reais budget, TikTok might allocate 90 reais to group 1, consisting of men and women with a wider age range, and only 5 reais each to groups 2 and 3. This can occur because TikTok will determine that group 1 with both genders is more suitable for the majority of the budget. This is just an example. It's hypothetical, it will identify that it's better to run there, and consequently, if it performs and sells in any group, then TikTok will allocate the budget exactly to that group. You can be sure of that. I uploaded it again, following the same steps as in the example of group 1. As you can see, it's in both group 1 and group 2. And group 3, it's good for you to use these names just to specify so you don't get kind of lost there. One ad is already active and approved. It's quick on TikTok. I'll wait for the other 2 ads to get approved. And let's wait for the campaigns to start running. From now on, I'll start counting the 48 hours. Let's see how this is going to go, how it's going to run within these 48 hours, how the campaigns are going to run, how it's going to work. Here's an overview of how the campaigns will be optimized. That covers what I wanted to share in this section. Now, in the next part, I'll be back within the 48 hours or maybe after 24 hours, so we can analyze it even better. Next, I'm here on another day. It's already been 24 hours since the first day of the campaign, and on the first day, there were no sales, none at all. And my intention with this project, with this video, isn't just to, test dropshipping and say, wow, look here, I made 10,000 reais in revenue. I know how I could do that in just a few days, but that's not the point. The point is to invest that money, show you that it's possible to make sales, and show how this dropshipping process works within the Nuvemshop platform. And so, after the first day, 24 hours later, there were no sales, okay? I always prefer transparency, and it's perfectly normal to have days without sales at the start of a campaign. But look at what I just saw here on the morning of the next day, on the second day, okay? The campaign hasn't even been running for 2 days yet. Look at this here, look at this here. We already have, look, today, obviously, look, here's even the update. Everything is on the dashboard here in my store, 420 unique visits. And look here, already a sale of 149 reais. Look how cool. Look, we already have some abandoned carts, right? Look, this one, the one I'm generating the most visits to is here, the mini shaver. And look here, 2 carts created. It's showing in Spanish. I don't know why here, but look, clicks on the buy button, shipping method selected, personal data completed. In other words, this person made the purchase. But there were already 2 carts created on day 1, right? On the first day of the campaign. There were people creating carts, but there were no purchases. The first purchase was this one here. You can see here, look, September 22nd, the purchase. These others here are not completed purchases. These were me testing the checkout to see if everything was working. But look here, this is the real purchase, working transparently here for you. And don't worry, I will show how everything works, how to process this order, send it to Antonio Jose Rodriguez, write this order, do everything step by step. Let's let the campaign run. Let's give it a few more hours to see how it goes. It may lead to more visits and hopefully another sale. Because here we'll probably break even or still have no profit yet. The idea isn't to go into detail about this, it's really to show how it's possible to do dropshipping through Nuvemshop. As I've mentioned before, I have a Nuvemshop discount coupon. The links are always in the descriptions. So let's let it run a little longer. If there are more sales, I'll come back here to show you. No, look how cool this is. I couldn't help but show this to you. I came here to the countryside of Minas Gerais, a really awesome farm, and I brought my tablet just to show you to see if there would be any sales. The purpose wasn't merely to showcase within the 48-hour time frame, but to present it to you here in the video, which has clearly surpassed that duration. But to show that dropshipping through Nuvemshop is completely feasible. In the upcoming sections, I'll demonstrate processing these orders. I want to show you the sales that went overboard, just for your reference. I'm in a different environment, but I'll still share it with you. Disregard the first sale as it was a test and doesn't count. The campaign effectively started on the day of the second sale. There were no sales on the 21st, sales were only generated on the 22nd. Look, Antonio Jose Rodriguez. Then there was another sale from Edson here and another one from Ed Nielsen. All sales of 142, look, or 149. There was this Milton here who bought two. Look, 248 or 284 rees. I'll even show it here. Let me click here. Oh, it's showing an error because of the internet. Want to see? Let me refresh the page here. Look, I managed to load the page. Milton bought two. A mini electric shaver, just like that. 149, he paid 299. Then with a discount, right, 284. This sale here wasn't completed and this one wasn't either. Look, so there are two sales that weren't completed. So just from that, you can see it's totally possible in the way I showed you. And in the next parts, I'm going to process at least one order so you can also get an idea of how order processing works here in Nuvemshop. I just got back from the road. As you saw, I was on a trip. I went to the countryside of Minas Gerais to a city called Itajuba, but it wasn't even in the city. We went to a farm, you know? It was a really cool experience and I just got back. I just put my backpack here. I put my backpack down since it was a short trip. It was 3 hours from where I live, so it was pretty easy going. And, you know, it's actually kind of nice because while I was there in the countryside with little internet, my business. It was happening so much so that I recorded it so you can see that it's totally possible to work with dropshipping, whether it's on Nuvemshop. I'm 100% focused on Nuvemshop. I've mentioned my free tutorial several times with the link in the description. Now, I want to show you the most interesting part. More sales came in after that. I posted about those countryside sales earlier. I'll show you on my computer screen now. As you can see, there were 4 more sales. Yes, 4 sales from the mentioned date. It's been over 48 hours, but that wasn't the only point. The point was to demonstrate the feasibility by showing the campaign creative process and order processing. I'll do this process with you here too, but look, I'm on my dashboard, okay? As shown on 23, 23, 23, 23, there were 4 additional sales of 149 with the client's names listed. That's cool, very interesting. And it's just like I said before, right? This is skin in the game, making it happen, showing it in practice, and now I'm going to process it. Just a request. Okay, just so you can see how it works. Well, here we go. I'm already here at the computer screen. And there's one thing, I just got back from the road here. My wife is really mad at me. I skipped my shower and came straight here to record this content for you. As I've said before, this video demonstrates a project I wanted to showcase in action. I truly appreciate your interest in Skin the Game, how it works. The purpose of this video wasn't to teach you how to build your own store with Nuvemshop, as mentioned multiple times, to create and show you the finished store. But as I mentioned, there's a series here on the channel. I'll leave important links in the description for you to follow this journey. And then you can treat this video as if it were the last one for you to launch your campaign and start selling. What I'm going to do now is the last step in quotes, because we know there are several steps. That's not the idea. It's not just this, but this is the main thing, which is actually setting up the store, choosing the product, launching the campaign. Of course, I chose an unusual traffic source, right? But it's a very good and very profitable traffic source. So here's the thing. What am I going to do? For one of these sales, I'm going to process it right here on my computer screen so you can see how it works. Just remembering that nowadays, with the maturity my business has reached, I don't do this anymore. I don't do it anymore. I research products and launch traffic campaigns, but now I have people who handle order processing and customer support for me. But you have to start by doing it yourself. Don't feel embarrassed just because I don't do it anymore, because it's one chapter at a time, okay? Don't compare your chapter 1 to my chapter 50, you know? It doesn't make sense. This demonstration shows that it will work if you maintain professionalism. Some parts were omitted, but it's clear that a professional approach is necessary. I used a fewer creatives just so the video would be more dynamic, just for you to get an understanding. That was my idea with this video project. But okay, what am I going to do now? Here on my computer screen, you see that I'm here on my Nuvemshop dashboard. I'm going to my apps. Remember that we have Droppy to do the setup. So for us to be able to process orders, we do it through this tool, okay? It's called Droppy, which is this one here. Look, AliExpress by Droppy, right? I have it open here. Look, Bruno Brito here. I'm going to close it. And then I'll go to this option. Look, orders, right? I clicked here, I wait for it to load, and look, for example, here it is, order paid, right? It already shows me as paid, right? From Gilmar Abreu, okay? So what do I do next? I do a quick check of the data, right? For example, look, Gilmar Abreu Moraes, I click on that option, right? The cadastro de pessoas físicas and so on, the address, look, everything is correct. This address is a bit strange actually because it's Brasilia, so pay close attention to this, okay? It's a bit strange, but he apparently put all the information incorrectly. Here's his request, right? Yep, mini shaver is all good. Quantity and everything else looks fine. What's the plan? We're going to click this place order button. The system displays three options, selecting the current supplier product, another supplier, or another variation. The correct choice is the current supplier product. It will load, then you'll see the waiting for shipment tab. The order showed up and payment must be made directly through AliExpress. Clicking the link opens a new tab, which is normal. This is Gilmar's order and I like to double check it here again. Everything is in order with the product. I'll click on pay now. 40 reais, investing 100 reais per day. That's great. I prefer paying by Pix for the profitability. You can also pay by credit card to earn miles. I've done that a lot, but with Pix, I pay directly from my company's account. And the processing, it happens much faster. But you have these options. You can pay by credit card to earn miles. There's also a company credit card. I know a lot of people don't have a company yet. That's not the point. But make the payment. You can use your personal credit card at first, at the beginning of your operation to earn airline miles. That really helps. It really does. I'm going to click on pay now and that's it. The Pix code is already generated and I'll make the payment. Look, I want to ask you something from the bottom of my heart. I just want your feedback, your comment about what you thought of this video. The video consists of several parts from different days, which have been cut and edited together. But I was really happy to do this project, really fulfilled to produce this kind of content for you. Leave your feedback and let me know what you think. Constructive criticism is welcome too. Douglas, I believe this was missing. You could do it this way next time. There's no problem at all. I'll accept this constructive criticism. This project focuses on Nuvemshop, an excellent platform for creating your e-commerce and working on your dropshipping strategy. Not only with international suppliers, but also with national suppliers, and obviously testing the platform in 48 hours. You saw that in practice it works smoothly. I'll leave the Nuvemshop link with the discount coupon I have for the first month's payment, and also the link, as I've mentioned a few times during this video, to my playlist of the series where I build a Nuvemshop store from scratch. And it's this domain here that I just showed in this video, alright? Please like this video. I post similar content weekly. Thanks for watching. Big hug and bye.